how the market's reacted, any moves could have taken, and also why I'm not trading for the rest of the week, because to be honest, there is no fucking reason at all to be trading this week. At all. The markets are... Jeez. Do you know what I mean? Mainly because of this. Yeah. As you know, big tariffs were announced, and the market's pretty much shit the bed, to be honest. Today we had a lot more news. This is the weekly one. I'm not trying to do the weekly one. How do I go to the daily one? Whoops. My goodness. Right. Yeah, so today we have more news. I'm just staying out this week, to be honest. Yeah. So let's get a look at this then. So before we get into anything, I set something out on Tuesday. I was like, yeah, we'll see how this setup looks for a trade, and voila. So that would have been a nice little move there. That did actually turn out bearish. We filled this imbalance, tapped this order block here, pushed up, took the highs of the AM session, and did we take the daily high? Oh yeah, no, that was the high for the day, and then traded back down from there. I was having a look yesterday during the session. I didn't take any trades yesterday. I was just like collecting data, and I wanted to see if this fair value gap would act as a point where we would push down to then fill this in, which it didn't, which is fine. And yeah, you can see here my setup was pretty much on the 1 minute. Oh, I was gonna have to zoom in loads here. Apologies for the speed that this is gonna move. Come on, we'll get there one day. Come on, Asia session. Blimey. You know what, let's just do this. Come on. Where's the AM session? Here we go. Right. So, yeah, the idea for this was, tap that fair value gap created over this way. Displace down past this. And then, set the fib up for this range, which was, I think there's a bit more structure on this range on the 3 minute chart, for entry in the fair value gap around here, just to take this first part of the imbalance. Didn't play out, that was the move. No reason to really get in here. Price didn't give us anything around this setup. Not even a setup. Price didn't give us anything in this movement. It just went, as you can see on the 1 minute. Nothing comes back. It just goes up, apart from maybe this. So we'll be clear some highs of it. Let me go 3 minute. It's going to reset my time in it. Okie doke. Yeah, so what do we do? Yeah, we take this high here. Got relatively big highs here. So we trade back into this fair value gap. I mean, yeah, you could take that to target that, but it's not a massive trade. And there's such a big imbalance here that it's like, do you want to risk money on that? Not really. I'm fine with that. And yeah, so my idea for this was just to go back to equilibrium before further push up. But obviously, with Trump speaking in the PM session, fuck me, the market shit the bed. Do you know what I mean? This is on a 3 minute chart. 19874. 18647. That's almost 1,000 points moved there in one session. That's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? For that reason alone, I'm not touching the market for the rest of the week. Absolutely not. No chance. Too much risk involved. I don't want to hear it. Look at that. Jesus Christ. God save us all. I mean, yeah, you could have traded it if you're an absolute madman. We swept this liquidity here. Come back up, filled this volume gap. Come up today, pretty meh. I've not actually had I've not had a chance to look at the charts today. Just looking at this. Sweep them highs, trade up into this imbalance, go down, take this low. Yeah, you could take that. You could go from here off the inverse, or to retracing it up, bang from there, target that. Could do what you want to do there. And on the S&P, kind of similar. Price already filled that, and then we come up. Yeah. Bit of a meh, to be honest. So, yeah, times like this when price is very unpredictable and you're not certain and you're aware that there's some pretty high impact stuff going on, it's best to just step away and just wait. You don't want to be risking your capital or your prop firm capital on market conditions where you don't feel comfortable. Where if you're in a trade, are you going to feel mentally strong enough to hold the trade, follow your plan? You know, it's just no point. You may as well come back. There's always going to be another setup. It's fine. And you don't have to trade every week. You don't have to trade every day. You don't even have to trade every month, mate. You just need a couple banger trades in a year. Once you have enough capital, obviously, to make like a decent amount. And that's it. It's about being profitable, not about trading every day. Simple as that, really. So looking at this, it's kind of dicey. Like, look at the wicks on these candles. They're all massive wicks. So 3 minute. Let's have a look at this. So, yeah, got this sweep here, across here. Trade down. We don't displace that. Still don't display like this. Even this imbalance here would still put me off. Like, you could take that as a Judas swing, yeah. So I'd say if you were going to look for the setup, you know, maybe there. If anything, I'd be looking a bit more bullish here to. No, I wouldn't actually. Never mind. Yeah, so this is what I mean. Like, I'm not comfortable with this price action. It's nah. Don't like it. If you did trade today or yesterday, fair play to you. And if you took profits yesterday, nicely done. But realistically, yeah, in my books, for me personally, I'm not touching it. Yeah. So if you were going to take a trade, yeah, like I'm just looking at it, and it's just, I don't know what order block here, and you retrace into what, don't know, push up, take that, break, structure, just trade back down into what, don't know. Like, it's just not massively clear, and that's absolutely fine. Let's have a look here. Maybe on a 1 minute it might look a bit nicer, to be fair. But yeah, you can see this. You make the low of the session, and then trade up and displace this. What have we got hanging about? Got this liquidity up here, these equal highs that you could aim for. So the setup, I mean, to be honest, if I was to take a trade here in a 1 minute, I probably wouldn't have even got tapped in by the market. Where would we? I mean, display. It doesn't even. Yeah. So my if I was to take a trade here, I'd be looking at something like this. Something like that. Maybe a bit. If I can get this out of the way. Maybe a bit lower down for a bit of leeway. And yeah, as you can see, I wouldn't have got tapped in. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to do my weekly review now. I'm just going to call this the weekly review, and yeah, I'm not going to trade for the rest of the week. Just going to step away, come back next week, see what's going on, and not going to suggest you should do the same, but you should probably do the same just to be safe. Looking at gold, what's gold up to? Now, what happened in the speech yesterday? Yeah, it came down a bit. Yeah, it dumped quite a bit. But, you know, what have we got? We got any liquidity hanging about? Yes, we do. Coming to this, taking all this liquidity. What about on the hourly? Boom. Right with this order block across here. Higher time frame order block. Price has ripped. You could probably say that as a long up. Target that. Because gold, you know, all these big institutions are sort of filling up on gold with all this stuff going on in the market. However, looking at this on the 4 hour, I mean, yeah, on the 4 hour it's displaced and then it's wicked back up and not actually, like, that's barely displacement, it's just filled this imbalance here. Gold looks more bullish, but you know, I'm not here to trade gold. Used to, and yeah, it's one of them. I just prefer trading with US100, US500, just because you got a bit of correlation. Like, look how similar the charts look there. Do you know what I mean? It's lovely. Yeah, you know what? Let's have a look. Oh God, remember when we were up here, mate? So yeah, we'd trade up to equilibrium. Now we're cruising down. We're cooked. To take this. Still aiming at that. Oh my God, there's so much text on the screen. But yeah, I don't really have too much more to talk about. That's the weekly review. We'll come back next week, have another look, see what's going on, and yeah, have a good rest of the week. Have a nice weekend.